Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Ryan. Welcome back to Speak Up, the podcast where we help you speak better English and grow your mindset at the same time. Whether you're cooking, walking to work, or just relaxing at home, thank you for spending time with us. Today's topic is something that touches every part of our lives, winning. But not just in sports or games. We're talking about what it really means to win in life.
Hi friends, I'm Priya, and I'm so happy to be here with you again. This episode is for anyone who's ever felt stuck or like life is just passing by. We'll talk about what makes some people rise up again and again while others give up. And don't worry, everything we say will be in clear, simple English, so you can learn new words and ideas without stress.
Exactly, Priya. A lot of people think winning is only about big achievements, money, status, or being the best. But in real life, winning can mean something deeper, becoming the person you're proud of. And that starts in your mind. That's what we're going to explore today.
Yes, and we'll keep it honest and practical. We know what it's like to face pressure, doubt, and fear, so we're not here to give big speeches. We're here to talk like friends and help you grow stronger from the inside out. Let's start with what a winning mindset really looks like.
So, we've just talked about how success really starts in your mind. Now let's dive deeper into what that actually means. When we say winning mindset, we're not talking about people who always come first or make lots of money. A winning mindset is really about how you think when life gets hard. Do you give up? Or do you try again with a better plan? It's about seeing problems as chances to grow, not as signs that you're not good enough. That attitude makes all the difference.
Yes, Ryan, and I love how you said that. A lot of people think winning is only for lucky or rich people, but that's not true. The real difference is in the mindset. Let's talk about the two main types, fixed mindset and growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, I'm either good at something or I'm not, while a growth mindset says, I can improve if I work at it. And trust me, people with a growth mindset keep going, even when they fail. That's what gives them the edge.
Absolutely. And here's something interesting. Winners don't see failure as the end. They treat it like feedback. If something doesn't work, they ask, what can I learn from this? That's mental resilience. It's not about being perfect. It's about bouncing back. Even when learning English, you might make mistakes, but that's how you improve. Winners know that success takes effort, and they don't get scared of it. They actually lean into the struggle.
That's so true. And one thing I've noticed about people with a winning mindset is how they talk to themselves. Their self-talk is full of encouragement, not blame. For example, instead of saying, I'm terrible at this, they say, I'm still learning this. That's positive self-talk. It might sound small, but it changes everything. The words we say in our head shape how we act in real life, and winners are careful with those words. They use them to lift themselves up, not tear themselves down.
And another thing they do well is set clear goals. Not just vague dreams like, I want to be better, but real step-by-step goals. They know what they're working toward and why it matters. That gives them direction. And because they have that clarity, they don't get distracted easily. They stay focused and motivated, even when things move slowly. That's another big piece of a winning mindset, goal clarity. Without it, even hard work can feel like a waste.
Exactly. So if you're listening right now and wondering where to start, think about your own mindset. Do you believe you can grow? Do you speak kindly to yourself? Do you know where you're heading? These are the first steps. Remember, the people who keep moving forward are not always the most talented. They just don't quit. They learn, they grow, and they believe in progress. That's the heart of a true winning mindset.
Now that we've talked about what a winning mindset looks like, let's talk about something even deeper, your beliefs. Because here's the truth. What you believe shapes how you act, and how you act creates your results. If you believe you're bad at English, you probably won't practice much. And if you don't practice, of course, you won't improve. So your belief ends up becoming your reality. That's the power of your belief system.
It either pushes you forward or holds you back.
That's so true, Ryan. And I've seen this a lot. Many people say, I'm not smart enough, or I can't learn languages. But those are just limiting beliefs, thoughts that block you before you even start. The good news, you don't have to believe those thoughts forever. Once you notice them, you can change them. Instead of saying, I can't, try saying, I haven't figured it out yet. That's the first step to shifting your mindset and breaking free from limits.
Right. And I like to think of beliefs like glasses. If your glasses are dirty or cracked, everything you see will look wrong, even if the world is fine. So if your belief system is negative, your actions will match that negativity. That's why it's so important to create empowering beliefs instead. Beliefs that help you grow, like saying, I make progress every day, or I'm getting stronger, even if it's slow. These small shifts in thinking lead to big changes over time.
Yes, and here's something powerful. Your beliefs are tied to your identity. If you tell yourself, I'm just bad at English, that becomes part of who you are. But if you say, I'm a learner, suddenly your brain opens up. You give yourself room to grow. That's called identity level change. It's not just about doing things differently. It's about seeing yourself in a new way. And when your identity changes, your habits start to change too.
Exactly. And this works in all areas of life. If you believe you're someone who never gives up, you'll act like it, even when things get hard. That's why mindset shifts are so powerful. You don't need a perfect background or special skills. You just need to believe in growth, believe in learning, and believe that your actions matter. That belief alone can move you forward faster than anything else.
So if you're listening right now, ask yourself, what do I believe about myself? Are those beliefs helping me or holding me back? You don't need to have all the answers today. Just start by noticing the voice in your head. If it sounds limiting, challenge it. Replace it with something empowering, something true to the version of yourself you want to become. That's how you start to shift from stuck to strong.
Now that we've looked at how beliefs shape your results, let's talk about something closely connected: goals. But not just any goals. See, winners don't just write down big dreams and walk away. They set what we call purpose-driven goals. These are goals with meaning behind them. For example, saying, I want to be successful sounds good, but what does that even mean? A purpose-driven goal would be something like, I want to improve my English so I can get a better job and support my family. That's real. That's specific. That's powerful.
Exactly, Ryan. When your goal has a purpose, it gives you energy, even when things get tough. Think about it. If someone's learning English just because they should, they'll probably give up when they're tired or busy. But if they're learning because they want to move abroad, or speak to their children in English, or grow their career, that reason becomes their fuel. That's what motivation psychology teaches us. Having a strong why makes the how easier to stick with.
Yes, and here's something else people miss. A good goal should be clear and actionable. I want to be better is too vague, but I want to speak confidently for 5 minutes without stopping is clear. You know when you've done it. And that's the power of clarity of purpose. You don't waste energy wondering what to do next. Every small step becomes part of something bigger, something that actually means something to you.
I totally agree. And I think people feel more motivated when their goals match their values. Let's say you value independence. Then a goal like, I want to earn my own income will light a fire in you. Or maybe you value connection. Then learning English to make new friends or understand global culture will feel more exciting. When your goals match who you are inside, motivation lasts longer. It's not just about chasing results. It's about becoming someone you respect.
That's a great point, and it's why some people seem unstoppable. It's not that they're always excited, it's that they keep going when they're not. They still feel fear, boredom, or frustration like anyone else, but their purpose helps them push through. They remember who they're doing it for. That's the real secret behind purpose-driven goal setting. It's not about being perfect, it's about staying connected to what matters.
So if you're setting goals right now, take a moment to go deeper. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me? What's behind it? How will your life feel different once you reach it? The more personal your reason, the more power your goal will have. And don't be afraid to write it down. Remind yourself often. That one habit alone can keep you moving forward, even when it gets hard.
Now that we've talked about purpose-driven goals, let's get into something just as important: daily habits. Because honestly, big goals mean nothing without daily action. Winners understand that success doesn't come from one lucky break, it comes from showing up every day. Small, repeatable actions beat talent and luck every time. Even if you just listen to English for 15 minutes daily or write down 3 new words, you are building something powerful over time.
That's so true, Ryan. People often ask, how do I become fluent? And my answer is simple: consistency. It's not about studying 3 hours once a week. It's about 15 focused minutes every day. That's habit building. And the brain actually loves habits. It's weird for them. Once something becomes a routine, it takes less energy. So the key is to make your routine simple and doable. Winners don't wait for motivation. They rely on their winning routines.
Right, and there's actually a science to it called the habit loop. It has 3 parts: cue, routine, and reward. For example, the cue could be finishing your morning tea. The routine is listening to an English podcast. The reward, that feeling of progress or checking it off your list. If you follow that loop every day, it becomes automatic. And the cool part is, once it's automatic, it takes 0 willpower. That's how winners stay on track even when they're tired.
Yes. And the best part is, these habits don't have to be big. Start small. 1 page of journaling, 1 short conversation in English, 1 new vocabulary word. Over time, these tiny steps create massive change. It's like watering a plant every day. You won't see a difference at first, but give it a few weeks and wow. That's how consistency and success works. Winners trust the process.
And here's something else. Winners don't just build habits around success, they build them around learning. They treat every day as a chance to improve just 1%. Maybe they read something new, or they reflect on what went wrong. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up for yourself again and again. That's what makes their growth unstoppable over time.
So if you're listening right now, think about what one habit you can start today. Keep it simple, something that fits into your life without stress. Then tie it to a cue, like brushing your teeth or your commute. And don't forget the reward. Celebrate that tiny win. It may feel small, but that one habit could be the start of a whole new version of you.
Now that we've looked at the power of daily habits, let's talk about something people often avoid: failure. But here's the truth. No one wins without failing first. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's actually part of it. Every winner has failed, sometimes many times. The only difference? They don't stop. They see failure as feedback. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? They ask, what can I learn from this?
Exactly, Ryan. Think about Thomas Edison. He tried over 1,000 times to make a working light bulb. When someone asked him how it felt to fail so much, he said, I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work. That's growth through failure. Or Oprah. She was fired from her first TV job because they said she wasn't fit for television. Can you imagine? But she didn't give up. She used the failure as fuel to build her success.
Yes, and here's something practical. When something doesn't go well, like a bad job interview or a failed English exam, don't beat yourself up. Instead, ask, what is this teaching me? That's how you grow. You don't just move past failure, you move through it. You take the lesson with you. That mindset builds resilience, which means bouncing back stronger. It's what makes winners unshakable.
Right, and this is especially important for English learners. Maybe you mispronounce a word or forget a sentence. It happens. But if you take that mistake as a sign that you're not good enough, you'll stop trying. Instead, see it as a stepping stone. Every mistake teaches you something. That's how you improve. That's learning from failure in action. The people who become fluent are the ones who keep going even after messing up.
I love that. And it's helpful to remember you're not failing alone. Everyone you admire has been through it. They've all had moments where they felt stuck, embarrassed, or lost, but they didn't let that define them. They used failure like a mirror. They looked at what went wrong, and they used that knowledge to grow. That's how real progress happens.
It's messy, but it's worth it.
So, if you're listening and you've hit a wall, maybe you feel like giving up, please don't. That failure you're facing right now, it might just be the lesson you needed. Take a breath, look at it clearly, and ask yourself, what's one thing I can do better next time? That one question could turn your biggest failure into your biggest breakthrough.
So we've seen how failure can actually move us forward if we learn from it. Now, let's look at something people often overlook when they're trying to grow. Environment. Your surroundings play a big role in your success. I'm talking about both your physical space and the people around you. If your environment is full of noise, distraction, or negativity, it drains your energy. A strong success environment lifts you up and keeps you focused.
Yes, and sometimes it's not just the space, it's the people. If you're constantly around complainers or people who don't believe in growth, it's going to affect your mindset too. Toxic influences can pull you down without you even realizing it. That's why it's important to be around supportive people, friends or family who encourage you when you struggle, who cheer for you when you grow. That kind of support makes a huge difference.
Exactly. And one thing winners do well is build a circle of growth. They don't try to do everything alone. They find people who want the same things. Maybe it's a language partner, a study group, or someone who checks in on their goals. These are called accountability partners. When you know someone's expecting progress from you, you're more likely to follow through. That kind of connection keeps your goals alive.
Right. I remember when I joined a small English learning group a few years ago. It wasn't fancy, just a few of us meeting online, but the energy was amazing. Everyone supported each other and no one judged mistakes. It made me feel brave. That's what a supportive environment does. It boosts your confidence and energy. You feel like you're not alone, and that's so important when you're trying to do something hard.
And your physical space matters too. Even simple things like having a quiet corner for study or keeping your phone away when you practice English can make a huge impact. Energy management is real. If your surroundings constantly distract you, your brain has to work twice as hard. But if your space is calm and focused, your mind stays sharp. That's a big part of creating a winning environment.
So, if you're serious about growing, take a look around. Who are you spending time with? What does your space feel like? Are your surroundings helping you rise or pulling you back? You don't have to change everything overnight. Just start by making small shifts. One positive person, one quiet space, one helpful routine. Little by little, you'll start to feel stronger, clearer, and more focused.
Now that we've explored how your environment and the people around you can shape your growth, let's zoom in even closer on something that happens inside your head, self-talk. This is the voice you hear in your mind all day long. And guess what? It's powerful. If your self-talk is negative, like I'm not smart enough or I'll never speak English well, your confidence drops. But if your inner voice says, I can try again, or I'm getting better every day, you feel more alive, more ready.
Yes, and the cool part is you can actually train your self-talk to support you. It starts with noticing how you speak to yourself. If you catch yourself thinking something negative, pause and flip it. For example, instead of saying, I always mess up, try, I'm learning and improving. Even small shifts like that build confidence over time. You can also practice in English. Say to yourself, I'm improving my English daily, or mistakes help me grow. That's how you build strength from the inside out.
Exactly. And along with self-talk, another powerful tool is visualization. This means using your imagination to picture success before it happens. Let's say you have a presentation or want to speak up in English. Close your eyes and imagine yourself doing it. Calm, confident, smiling. Your brain starts to believe that it's possible. This is called mental rehearsal, and it works because your brain doesn't fully know the difference between what's imagined and what's real.
That's so true, Ryan. And top athletes do this all the time. Serena Williams, Michael Phelps, they all use visualization.
They see themselves winning before they ever step on the field or in the water. It's like they've already lived the moment in their minds. And you don't need to be a sports star to do it. You can picture yourself giving a great job interview, learning English fluently, or even just having a confident conversation. Your brain starts to prepare for success.
And the best part, you only need a few minutes. Right before bed or after waking up, spend 2 or 3 minutes imagining a moment where you succeed. Feel it, see it clearly. Then speak kind words to yourself. I can handle this, or I've got what it takes. Over time, your self-talk and visualization will start shaping your actions, and that leads to real, lasting confidence building.
So if you're feeling nervous or stuck, remember this. Your mind can be your best coach or your worst critic. Start choosing thoughts that support you. Talk to yourself like someone you care about. And before you face something challenging, try a quick mental rehearsal. Even 1 minute of strong, positive focus can shift your whole day. You don't have to wait for confidence. You can create it.
Finally, let's talk about something that ties everything together. Taking bold, consistent action. You can have the right mindset, clear goals, strong habits, and supportive people. But if you don't take action, nothing changes. There's a psychology term called action bias. It means our brains actually gain confidence from doing, not just thinking. When you take a step forward, even a small one, you get clarity, you build momentum. That's how winners move forward, by doing, not waiting.
Yes, and the truth is, most winners don't feel 100% ready when they start. They're nervous, unsure, but they still act. Maybe they speak English with someone even though they're scared of making mistakes. Maybe they apply for a job they don't feel fully qualified for. That's the action mindset. You act first and the confidence catches up later. Waiting for the perfect moment only delays progress. Action, even when it's messy, is what leads to growth.
I love that, Priya. And think about this. If you want to improve your English, just start speaking. Don't wait until your grammar is perfect or your accent sounds native. Start with a small, bold step. Say hello to someone. Record yourself. Ask a question in class. Every little action counts. These are the bold steps that build real progress. The more you act, the more your fear fades away.
Exactly. And when you act consistently, day by day, things start to change. That's why we always say consistency leads to success. It's not about doing something huge once. It's about doing something small, often. It could be 5 minutes of reading, one conversation, one lesson. But doing it every day builds confidence, and confidence builds courage. That's the real power of taking bold, steady action.
And if you're feeling fear right now, that's okay. Everyone feels it. But don't let fear be the driver. Just let it sit in the backseat. You can still move forward. You can still speak up, show up, and grow. The winners you admire, they didn't wait until fear disappeared. They learned to overcome fear by taking that first step anyway. And you can do it too. Just start.
So as we wrap up today's episode, remember this. Action changes everything. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now. Do one small thing today that in the future you will thank you for. That's how change begins. And with that, we just want to say thank you so much for spending your time with us on Speak Up. We're so proud of you for being here, learning, growing, and moving forward.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Whether you listened on your walk, at home, or during a break, we're truly grateful. Keep practicing your English, keep building your mindset, and most importantly, keep showing up for yourself. Until next time, take care, stay bold, and remember, the real win is becoming the best version of you. Bye for now.